Hey, let's do it for the content. Mega Ran. Let's go. Let's get it. Dick Kick City. It gets gritty when Mega Ran come through. The kid gets busy. Work yourself into a shoot, but you know it's legit. Like what you like, just don't be a dick. Hey, wrestling with regret. Let's get it. Yeah. What's that set? Maybe you should bottle it. Drink it and spray it on. Get Claude to model it. 8 years in, can't look back. Who else can make the law sweatsuits look whack? Wrestling with regret. Let's get it. Yeah.
You know, before I went full-time with this channel about 5 years ago, my old 9-to-5 was making TV commercials for other people all day. That's why every time I do one of these compilation videos of old wrestling ads through the years, I have to admit I feel a little bit nostalgic about the days when I used to interact with a lot more human beings. In the 1980s, few ad campaigns in America were as popular as that of Miller Lite beer and their mantra of tastes great, less filling. The ads over the years featured a recurring cast of actors and former athletes known as the Miller Lite All-Stars, which included Rodney Dangerfield, John Madden, L.C. Greenwood, and many more. But perhaps no one was more closely associated with the campaign than Mr. Baseball himself, Bob Uecker.
Well, can't keep the gang waiting. Fans are always joking.
Uecker first began working with the WWF at WrestleMania 3 in 1987, and by '89 the relationship paid off for the Federation in the form of some of that sweet, sweet Miller time.
Welcome back to Litomania!
Here, the Masked Marauder takes on Jesse Ventura with Vince McMahon looking on at ringside, obviously a deleted scene from the Jesse Ventura story. I'm sure Jesse was chosen for this ad because of his relationship with Bob Uecker, but did it have to be him? Are you telling me no one else was available from the WWF in 1989? Who wouldn't have wanted to see the Ultimate Warrior destroy Uecker like he did with Phil Collins?
Hard to believe I'm winning!
This 60-second ad is a feast for the senses with tons of flashing lights and fast edits. Between the characters watching the action and the in-ring stuff itself, this spot is so jam-packed you can hardly tell who's actually there.
Hold it. Thank you.
Jesse has to unmask the Marauder twice before we finally get the big reveal.
It's Uecker! Gee, what a surprise!
Let's be honest, he probably only showed up because he heard Moolah was going to be there. But this spot is far from over as it makes the most of the ad campaign's recurring unmasking gag.
It's not over yet! Jesse is really L.C. Greenwood! What a makeup job! And I'm not Vince McMahon. Oh, you're Sonny Bono!
And I'm not really Brian Zane. I'm Barry Windham. Okay, so I haven't been entirely honest with you all.
Dave Chappelle here.
Man, hard to believe there was a time before Chappelle's show where he ever had to do commercials like this. And let's just get one thing out of the way right now for some of y'all.
What? Okay! Yeah! I'm setting this guy up on a blind date to show that right guard extreme sport works under the most extreme conditions.
A fear of social interaction leading to extreme perspiration? Dave, buddy, I know all about that.
Ladies!
Ah yes, the back pages of the old After mags come to life.
You gotta get a number, dog. See? Extreme protection against odor and wetness.
This guy should count himself lucky. Do you know how many people go into wrestlers' DMs and offer to pay for the privilege to get beat up like this? Not that I would know anything about that.
Call us! Everyone will.
In trying to make an artistic statement, one should be careful not to let one's personal aroma do the talking.
That last commercial wasn't the first time that Right Guard has used the allure of wrestling to try and attract customers. Take this spot from 10 years earlier with the Hulkster. And yes, folks, the fact that these wrestling-adjacent Right Guard spots went from Hulk Hogan to Dave Chappelle as their spokesman is an irony that is not lost on me.
It provides maximum protection and the freshest scents, a sublime palette of odoriferous emanations.
Man, did Broken Matt Hardy learn some of his jargon from this ad?
A true artiste should be remembered for his inspiration, not his perspiration. Right guard sports stick. Anything less would be uncivilized.
I think everyone should thank me for showing those last two commercials just now. Lord knows hygiene is a long-standing problem within much of the wrestling fan base. Oh, and before any of y'all get pissy about that remark in the comment section, quick word of warning, hurt dogs will holler.
We're back with WCW Goldberg's in trouble.
You know, in this sensitive time between pro wrestling and pizza companies, it's nice to know we have ambassadors like Haku and Bill Goldberg to show us that we can find peace.
King gets a chair. Goldberg gets a chair. This could get ugly. They're gonna eat pizza.
Look at the joy in Haku's face there. He seems genuinely pleased he's gonna get down some catering. And if you really wanted to turn Goldberg heel around this time, I guess there was no better way of doing that than having him endorse mediocre pizza.
Little Caesars WCW meal. Get a free WCW motion card when you order 2 medium pizzas for just $9.99.
Man, I wonder if anybody still has these cards. If the resale prices on Pokemon cards in 2021 have taught us anything, it's that these bad boys have got to go for at least 5 figures online. So never mind.
I'll trade you these 3 for Goldberg. Nope.
Ah yes, well, negotiating with Goldberg was a lot cheaper back then.
I'm finished, kid. You're the only one that can beat Goldberg.
Speaking of Goldberg, here's a commercial for Tiger Electronics' Goldberg Smash and Bash game from 1999, a type of audio game similar to Bop It or Simon, but really it just sounds like Bill's gone to the school of loud spot calling.
When you hear a move, body slam. Match it as fast as you can. Suplex. Suplex.
Now, in case you hadn't noticed in the background, I actually have my very own copy of the Smash and Bash game right here in my office. Yes, it still works perfectly, and I have to admit, it's kind of fun. If I have some downtime at work, it's good entertainment for a quick break. It's a hell of a lot better portable electronic game than this stupid thing MGA put out 1 year earlier. I'm not sure how cranking on someone's neck constitutes a body slam or how lifting up his arm is a suplex. At least the spear and jackhammer commands are somewhat based in reality. Yeah, crush his neck.
Jackhammer, go ahead, challenge the champ.
But let's be honest, if this game came out today, you'd only be able to play it twice a year, and the batteries would die after 3 minutes.
Your score is 42.
Our last WCW-themed commercial is for the Kansas Lottery.
Isn't my little Bam Bam the cutest? No, senora, my Conan is most beautiful. But my Kidman is such a doll. Saturn's cuter. Oh.
Well, I guess I can never take these guys seriously as wrestlers ever again after seeing them pull that goofy crap. I mean, I've spent some time on Twitter. I know how this shit works.
Play the Kansas Lottery's new WCW game, featuring 15 of your favorites, a top prize of $30,000, and these limited edition t-shirts.
Shout out to some old lady in Kansas who probably won one of these games with no pro wrestling knowledge and has that old WCW t-shirt stuffed in the attic somewhere. You know, it's a funny story. I actually found this shirt on eBay last year, and now I do own it. At least what's left of it after it somehow disintegrated in the dryer. I'm not sure why I've held on to this shirt for so long, but maybe this video was the reason.
Glad our mom didn't come.
The commercial originally ended with Scott explaining the odds of winning, but the math got too complicated.
If I.W. Marks can make my ears look pretty, think what he can do for hers.
Thanks, Houston Wrestling's Paul Bosch. Then there's this spot from around 2006 featuring John Cena for Subway, which was partially inspired by that iconic Coca-Cola commercial from the 70s with Mean Joe Green.
Hey, sport, what do you got there?
Double meat sandwich from Subway restaurants.
Trade you my shirt for it?
Nah.
Man, if kids in 06 find that sandwich more popular than John Cena, Vince has got to sign that thing yesterday.
What if I come to your next birthday party? I can't resist that double meat!
Huh, I don't recall Cena's willingness to lay down for younger talent back then.
They call me the ladder luchador, but this isn't a ladder. Or is it?
You might have seen this spot on YouTube or social media recently, a lengthy ad for the Murphy Ladder. How it took this long for a commercial involving ladders and wrestlers to be created, I have no idea. And speaking of which, how did WWE totally miss the boat on having Murphy endorse the Murphy Ladder? I thought this company liked money. Holy shit, that didn't look safe.
The Murphy Ladder gives you 2 ladders in one!
Ooh, nice attention to detail by having the luchadors work the right side.
That means you can conveniently store the Murphy Ladder anywhere you can put a vacuum. In the garage, in the closet, under the bed, in the closet.
You said closet twice.
And I put 2 in there.
Yes, but what I really want to know is, if I walk under one of those before a ladder match, will that actually give me good luck? The commercial's pretty clever and actually makes you want to buy the ladder, but it's also worth pointing out this ad has done more to elevate masked wrestlers in 3.5 minutes than Vince McMahon has in 40 years. Now here's a fun little ad. This commercial for Daddy's Tomato Ketchup starring who else but Big Daddy. Knowing how young kids begin to train to wrestle in the UK, I'm gonna guess this kid is what, 4 years in at this point? A lot of folks get on the UK wrestlers for doing too much, and I agree here. That is way too much ketchup.
Daddy's Tomato Ketchup eats knockout.
Sadly, Big Daddy and this kid are the last top baby faces in the UK after WWE signed up everyone else. Another commercial compilation, another shitload of car commercials. Holy crap, do dealerships and car-related businesses love their wrestlers or what? Though I suppose in John Nord's case, it's a family affair.
No credit! At Nord Motors, we don't care! No down payment! We still don't care! Don't make your payment! That's right! Then we care!
As Nord the Barbarian, the future Berserker appeared in a series of commercials for his father's dealership in the mid-80s. The dealership was near Anoka, Minnesota, which, as we all know, was the birthplace of NWF Kids Pro Wrestling. Well, hey, you know what? Those kids were running shows at around the same time these commercials aired. That would have been a fun chance at some cross-promotion, right? Get the kids involved in the ads? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. It looks like Old Man Tronson took their spot instead. I love how at the very end of this shot, Nord's chain gets caught in the fly shield on the hood and it does not go with him when he leaves. Does the whole thing shatter a moment later? One can only hope that when you buy a vehicle from Nord Motors that you don't get one with a bad muffler.
Big Daddy, my muffler fell out. Boom!
And speaking of cars, here's some more commercial goodness from Jerry the King Lawler, who never met a camera he didn't like talking in front of.
Jerry Lawler for Gwatney Chevrolet, 93 Tough Truck headquarters for the Mid-South. We're not talking about some stripped-down microcar from the Far East. We're talking new 93 four-door Luminous.
Jerry looks a bit off-putting here wearing these suits instead of his wrestling attire. He must have just come back from court. What? These commercials aired around the same time. It could line up. You want to sell me a car, Jerry Lawler? Get me one with a button that shoots a fireball at the jackass who cut me off this morning, then we got a deal.
Dunn's Transmission will check your car's transmission to find the cause of your transmission concerns before making his service recommendation.
Here's another spot with the King for Dunn's Transmission, which, for whatever reason, uses the theme to Get Smart. Well, if Jerry could put licensed music all over his shows with seemingly no punishment, then what was stopping anyone else in Memphis, apparently?
Are you smart?
Sure I am.
No, I mean transmission smart.
What's that?
What an inspired shot this is. Look at all that headroom, that dark, empty void of a background, a name key you can barely read. At least the footage of the shop itself is interesting.
Now are you transmission smart?
Well, thanks to Dunn's I am.
I sure am glad we cut to this shot for a whole second, then cut away before we even see the woman talk, and she's got a crown all of a sudden. Who knows anymore? Of course, old Jerry is still getting hired for commercials these days, like this ad for a place called Car Today.
Car Today says yes to sales tax finance, yes to Carfax certified vehicles, and yes to flexible financing to fit any budget.
Now look, I've been gone from the commercial game for a while now, so maybe my perspective is a bit off. But if you were to do a commercial for an auto dealer, would it not make sense to also show some footage of autos? Is there a reason we have to see Jerry Lawler and nothing else for a whopping 60 seconds, besides the fact they probably paid a lot for him and they wanted their money's worth?
So get off the couch and march into Car Today. They treat you like royalty.
Well, one thing's for sure, you won't find too many other guys who share Lawler's legendary status degrading themselves like this.
And woo!
Oh, that's right! I do see this guy a lot in every commercial break on the show that I'm currently on. That's right, it's the Car Shield ads featuring Ric Flair. It's the new tag team that has the world talking and has Sting furiously texting Car Shield not to trust him.
Car Shield administrators, make sure you don't have to pay for expensive auto repairs. Woo!
You know, some people accused Flair of phoning it in late in his career, but after seeing him blatantly read his lines off the monitor, I know it could have been a whole lot worse. Man, there's a lot of chopping up and editing Flair's dialogue in these commercials. It's sad to say, but it needs to be that way, otherwise you get lines that sound like this.
And overcharging your days are done.
Overcharging your days are done! And look everyone, it's former $1 million champion LA Knight. Here we see him cutting a promo from an empty arena. Thankfully, working for the NWA prepared him for this moment. And now that I think about it, Flair taking down the younger talent? Oh yeah, definite NWA vibes here. Look at all those Employee of the Month awards. Right now, John Cena's filling out his application compilation so we can break that record post-haste.
We want our employees to be themselves.
Flair being himself while covered up in his robe? Sorry, not in a post-speaking out landscape. In all honesty, if these are the kind of gigs that Flair wants to pursue now that he's not tied down to a contract, I say let him have it. The guy has earned the right to do absolutely nothing else in life but to play himself in everything he does, whether it be for Car Shield or lottery scratchets or, finally, nutritional snacks.
These cream cheese infused protein bites are gonna blow your mind. Woo!
We tried these weird Nature Boy bites a while ago for the channel, which you can check out here. But in that video, I didn't get to talk much about the commercial that led me to them, and I really want to talk about that commercial.
Hey Karen, you should see this idiot that's at the door. He actually thinks that he's Ric Flair.
Fucking of course he's Ric Flair. Who the hell else on this planet looks like that? Whoever directed the commercial was clearly inspired by the old Burger King ads with the creepy guy in the suit. I mean, they're doing the exact same stalkerish stuff while both impeccably dressed. Coincidence?
Rolex wearing.
Woo!
So what this ad is telling me is I need to consume Nature Boy bites or else I'll hallucinate that Ric Flair's peeping on me. Is Ric Flair here right now?
Oh fuck! I take you a little treat and I shove him up your...
No, dude, you gotta kiss the girls, then make them cry. Though in this case, you probably shouldn't kiss that girl.
Nature Boy Bites. A rich and creamy gateway to a better life.
Karen?
Damn, Flair already got in the head of the guy's wife. When things look bad, just jump ship elsewhere.
So delicious and healthy that every bite will make you say...
Okay, no, that didn't really happen, but if it did, you know Rick would still survive.